when I was graduating from college is I taught school for 3 years, taught band and orchestra. And then what I did after that was buy a store out here in Caldwell, Idaho, and came up here and started doing that. I have 3 music stores I manage all the time. As old as I am, I'm 78 years old. I've had problems with arrhythmia for a long time. In fact, it was totally out all the time for at least 2 or 3 years. I had 2 previous ablations and they really didn't work that well. We were walking down the street in Ohio. We were going to watch a movie and it was about 10 blocks away and very cold. Within about a block or 2, I just felt like my lungs were going to burst. It just was so much pressure, it felt like they were going to burst out of my body. And so I thought, something is wrong.
So many times he'd wake me up in the middle of the night and he'd say, listen to my heart, and it would be all over the place. And he wouldn't be able to sleep. It was just unsettling for him to feel like that.
Atrial fibrillation is a problem that has different segments to it. Part of it is just the awareness of AFib. A lot of patients become aware of AFib as a butterfly in their stomach or a palpitation, and the palpitation itself can cause anxiety. Your heart was designed to have the atria and the ventricles, the top half and the bottom half of the heart, pump in rhythm. With atrial fibrillation, they become dysynchronized, and so the mechanics don't work the way they normally should. And so people have less horsepower than they should have.
It just made me more not vigorous, and it would slow me down. Couldn't do quite what I used to do. I thought I was just getting old. I worried about the fact, well, maybe I'm not going to last too many more years.
Mr. Wheeler had aortic valve disease, coronary disease, and atrial fibrillation. And we talked at length about treating all of it. So we did an aortic valve replacement, a coronary artery bypass, an encompass maze, and a left atrial appendage ligation. And as a result of that, he had many different parts of his structural problems with his heart treated. He had his valve treated, he had his bypass to bring new blood flow into his heart, and he also had a treatment to prevent atrial fibrillation, as well as to prevent any clots from developing in the left atrial appendage.
For the last 2 weeks, I've had her listen several times, and it's always been in rhythm.
Being a musician and hearing drummers all the time, when he's out of rhythm, it just sounds like, a kindergarten kid playing a drum, because it's all over the place. But boy, when it's just nice and steady, just hearing a nice rhythm.
I would really like to go out and play, not tennis, but it's a little more pickleball. And I haven't had a chance to do that now since we put that pickleball court in. And I'm anxious to feel up where I can do that with the grandkids and stuff. And that was one thing I was missing out on.
It's nice feeling like his ticker's gonna last a long time now.
You're gonna have to put up with me for a few more years, honey.
I'll try.